and the other side didn't, it's possible they win this fight.
Yeah.
Big time. That's a big commit of points.
That was, well, it's 4 points. So that was a huge health bonus for the red team. And they had enough players there to really soak it up and take advantage of it. I think that was a solid play, especially considering 1v did not use to the death. That gives them a decided advantage, I think.
Yeah, I like this play. I mean, they're both holding on to the death for a rainy day.
Oh, wow.
And that rainy arc may be coming soon.
Rainy day is coming quick.
But 1V's got the arc, and arc carrier's down. Folks from 1021 all over that side of the temple area as well. And this is the part where things get really awkward, Drago, because I said earlier that I think 1V is just so ridiculously dominant in middle.
Mm-hmm.
And I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I think you're wrong. What you're about to say.
I don't know. Who's winning this mid-fight, man?
It's getting red. I will say, though, 1v has, on the back end of this, taken the Desert Altar and Shrine of Life on the bottom lane. So if they do lose this mid-fight, which to me, I'm seeing a lot more
maybe they are
blue.
losing it.
Yeah, a lot more blues going back. I think that heal was really, really decided.
Okay.
They won't have as bad of an impact.
Okay. I thought 1v was winning that, but okay. 1021.
With
wow. Yoinking the arc on the team that is the favorite as indicated by the Oryx of the people. Here we go.
Now on the
1021 running that arc home.
Look at that. 4 altars, 4 1v, 1 shrine left for 1021. They've got some work to do. This could be something that could change the game. I mean, this is not something that I think 1021 expected to lose. All of their structures on the back end there. 1v did keep the pressure up. They had 4 rallies going during that mid-fight.
It might have cost them the arc, but they did it. So will it have gained them enough is the question.
Yeah.
1 altar back in the hands of 1021. On the opposing side, Swarm is in. The pieces falling back into place here for 1021. I think they'll get this. Could be wrong.
1021 start. Yeah, they're starting to harass the outpost now. They are seeing that this is going to come down. I mean, I think I definitely won this bet. Just go less than 5,000 points is 100%
chance. It's gonna be a close one.
And they're seeing this. Blackpink is looking to, or Blackjack is looking. There's 2 teams from this kingdom, guys. One just lost, but Blackjack is in the control right now. They don't have the score control, but they've got that 3,500 points from that arc in their pocket, and they're trying to get any point that they can. They just grab that outpost. They're shifting around to try and grab this Desert Altar from 1v, which I don't think is going to happen. 1v very solidly positioned. They need to get their Sky Altar back, which is working on it, but 1v is pushing very, very quickly towards that Sky Altar with multiple marches to reinforce. 1021 has to take this back right now, or they're going to be in another 2 minutes of fighting with all these reinforcements popping in. There it is.
There it is.
To 1021. They're
going to have to swap the captain and hold it, but yep, there's the Jad. The Jad was swarming. I saw that earlier. Okay, 1021. I'm not going to say they've totally stabilized it, but they seem to have found some stability here in the board. So that means that 1v is now the team on the back foot. I mean, this is the kind of Ark of Osiris League matchup you want to watch. And by the way, if you like watching Ark of Osiris League matchups, consider subscribing. This is the official Rise of Kingdoms channel. And also, Drago and I have channels linked in the description. You can check those out. Man, this is crazy.
Man, I'm loving this. I'm loving every
I saw you take that big sip of tea or coffee. Or
yeah, I mean, I'm getting it
Take it in.
I'm getting it in.
Big pressure, crazy. By the way. It's a Shrine of War.
Yeah.
This is a lot coming in here.
Oh, man. They've got a rally going to the outpost again. Does 1v. This top outpost for 1021 has a rally going right by that Shrine of War. An XY rally. It looks like they're going to try and start to get the outpost game back in swing. Sky Altar going down again in favor. That looks like maybe a miss reinforcement from 1021. They got plenty of marches around there that could have reinforced that rally or that garrison. But here comes 1021.
Sometimes you just end up with a lot of the same people that are fighting in the field as are in the garrison. And being a captain myself, I know the pain of having like a, you're the captain and it's your high health marches that are outside the garrison as well. So it's not like you can like, swap in your own march, even though you want to sometimes,
Oh yeah, I'm aware. Now the Desert Altar flipping. I mean, 1V's doing exactly what they need to do. They're starting to disrupt the 1021 side to minimize the impact of this arc going in favor of 1021. So, I mean, I think that 1V's doing exactly what they need to be doing. They're even pulling back a little bit after capturing the Shrine of War. They could have left those marches there and just decided, okay, we're going to keep this. 1021, on the other hand, doing a little bit of a counter punch. Looks like a rally's incoming to that Desert Altar with some forces that were at that Shrine of War, which is now back in 1021's hands, already at the Desert Altar. Such a good job of positioning their troops. And these are not all Cav guys. I see an Ethelfled floating around with Trajan right there, and he's already at the altar too. So, I mean, they're doing it the right way. Let's see if 1V can hold off and keep at least this extra Desert Altar for one more minute maybe. They've got plenty of troops that they can, and they took the Shrine of War back again on the top side. My goodness, these are going back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, it's why I said they have found stability rather than they have stabilized. Because all it took was one big shove from 1V and they're knocked off balance again here. I mean, 1V, when you get them all in one place, man, it's pretty terrifying. And they're all in really hitting a couple places all at once here with a lot of punch. And it's very difficult to deal with. I think the YSS primary captain with Theo is kind of an interesting choice, though.
It's working.
I mean, you'll take what you can get, right? Not what I would have expected them to have available, though, for a downfield capture. And maybe just like they weren't expecting to get the capture, Yeah,
I do see what you're saying. I will say that 1V does have solid presence at this Desert Altar. They're going to keep it, and they're going to start generating some points. Yeah. They're already up by almost over 2,000 points right now, which was a big swing from what that middle fight started at. It was basically even, with maybe even 1021 having a 200 or 300 point advantage. So 2,000 point swing during this middle fight / aftermath. Two outposts are in blue right now, and looks like 1021's trying to take those back while still trying to defend all their altars, all their shrines here on their main line. This Desert Altar looks like it's finally going to go down back in favor of 1021, but it's going to be another second there. There it goes. Now it's a little bit evened up. Let's see when they capture this arc. That's what I'm looking at. I'm staring at this arc, looking to see if he moves.
I think that 1021 knows that they're maybe not favored in the mid-fight. And so their game plan is probably just to have one last arc and to have it be a to-the-death arc.
Yep.
And it's just going to be win for skin, Like you win that fight, you win the skin. That's it. I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Man, it's now a 3,000 point match. So this arc effectively knots it back up. Right now, the points per minute total 590 versus 270 in favor of 1V. So, I mean, every minute that goes by with the current points per minute structure, that arc becomes less and less valuable. Right now, it's a 3,200 point game. So, I mean, again, this is going to be basically a wash. They did win the middle, but really great job by 1V to really take these structures on the back end of it from 1021 and turn the points per minute tide in their favor. Now 1021 looking to do a counter punch here, but I think their reinforcements for that rally going towards these structures are a little behind.
I will say, I mean, if you're fighting against 1V, I know this might sound weird, but like you would actually feel pretty good, in my opinion, having it come down to one last to the death arc. Like they're such a strong team, as is 1021, but maybe I'm just speaking from my own experience, but I would still feel really good about being in this position if I was in 1021. Like this is almost exactly where you want to be, right? You like prevent them, the 1V favorite team, by virtue again of the votes of the people with their coins in the in-game betting systems. By the way, double C captain, that's really awkward. Nevsky captain. We've got some cogs in the machine here, not quite turning correctly. There we go. There's the Jad. They got caught out without a Jad for a bit, and it's actually going to cost them the structure here. So that's a pretty big deal.
Yep.
That is a pretty big deal in a matchup this close.
Yeah, that Sky Altar is so critical to keep, especially considering your opponent's holding an arc right now. Speaking of which, that arc effectively is now the game tire. It is the game tire right now. It's a 3,500 point game. So that is going to effectively knock this thing up. It may come down to that last arc like we talked about and provisioning. That's going to really be the critical thing. And which team had the 9,000 point number, Chisco? Was it 1v?
I believe it was 1v.
Yeah, that may be it. That may be the thing that ends up winning them the match. Even if they lose the arc in the middle against 1021, that could still do it.
It's really hard to say kind of how this is going to unfold from this point.
Man, it's so back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, this is here's what's going to happen, though. I think there is something we can say, right? What we would hypothesize is that at the end of the 5-minute timer, which you can see in the upper left of the screen, I would expect that this arc is going to get captured. That means there will be just over 15 minutes remaining in the game. The arc will spawn in about 8 minutes, which means there'll be about 7 minutes to go and score the arc.